Do you believe in UFOs and aliens, and are they real?
Wow, that's a deep question, bro. Let me now first of all, I feel like the whole thing that we've been told about UFOs, um, I don't believe in that. I think it's all made up. I think it's all Hollywood. There's a timeline if one would like to choose to go back to just see where this notion in the masses, came from. But there was a War of the Worlds radio broadcast. I believe that was somewhere in the 30s or 20s or something like that. And they had that radio broadcast, and people lost their shit. They went crazy. It was like, wait, what? And then it was like, haha, we were just joking. Not too long after that, the Roswell incident happened. Um, then fast forward about 20 so odd years later, we traveled to the moon. So there was this whole dynamic of creating this intergalactic situation going on where there's these beings that are coming and visiting our world. I really think that the whole notion of these bug-eyed, small, gray people is it's not a hoax in the sense that people aren't witnessing some of this. I think what's the hoax is that people think that they're aliens. And I think that this stuff is going on with high levels of governments, when they actually do have things blocked off in Area 51 and other military bases. They're experimenting with crafts that do things that are different than our regular airplanes. And I think whenever they're doing these abductions, these air quote abductions, if there are any, these abductions are just experiments run on civilians who can't sign up for an experiment. So I think that these things are all Hollywood. I think the real beings here, yeah, man, put your hat on, bro. Hold on. I think the real beings here are interdimensional beings. And I think that those are the entities that are referred to as aliens or extraterrestrials. Because people will talk to me and say, hey, Dogon, your name's Dogon. The Dogon tribe said that they came from a star system and aliens told them this stuff. But once you actually get into the cosmology of the Dogon tribe, they don't talk about spaceships and all of these things. These things are achieved through meditation. And these things are achieved through other levels of their ritual rites, where they reach this level where they can communicate with ancestors and older beings who bestow knowledge to them through that channel. So when they want to figure out how and why they knew certain things were in the skies the way that they were, or how they knew to do this, how to do that, it was through those levels of communications with those beings. So when anybody sits around and they say that, oh yeah, aliens, space travel, me personally, I can't get into it, sir. But what are your thoughts, man? That's just me over here in my world. But what are your thoughts, man? Do you believe that aliens actually exist?
Oh yeah, press the X file button.
With the
yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Why can't UFOs exist?
Okay.
Like, are they traveling to our Earth? Are they visiting us on Earth? I say no. Mm-hmm. So within the Bible and a whole bunch of different religious texts, God would send down angels, would send down like a entity of himself. Mm-hmm. And this was push the human race into the way they were supposed to go. Because it's like, it's seen as, okay, God created everything. He created humans, and humans are godlike creatures. As you can see all throughout our history, we have accomplished so many different things, from building fire to all the way to on a computer talking to each other across the country. So only when we look at throughout history, the first time we really see like UFOs or aliens, it comes throughout in different religions and different biblical scriptures. You even see with the Indians and Mayans, or I think me myself, if I was God and I created humans and they were going on the right track, I'm like, okay, I gotta intervene. I send a angel or a man of God or whatever you want to call it, an entity on myself, and say, hey, how about you go this way? And here goes something that you may need that can help you achieve this and that. Or I put a little spark in people's brains. So that's why I see as extraterrestrial, ET.
Right.
As far as UFOs go, I think the UFO is, like you said, is pure like military, and I think it's part of the military program.
Correct.
Because if you have if you got your population looking out for UFOs, it creates a less things that you have to do as a military, because you can't have eyes everywhere. So all along the Pacific coast, you got two superpowers. You got China, China with North Korea. You gotta watch out for both of them, and you got Russia. So you got them sending balloons over. You got them doing different things. So you say, hey, we can't, us as a government, we can't be everywhere at once. We can't put cameras here and there. So you know what? We're gonna promote the UFO thing. We're gonna create a government program for UFOs, so these people can look out for if China is sending a drone or something. We'll just say, oh yeah, that's a UFO, and contact us, and here goes the number, and we'll be out there as soon as possible. So I think it's a part of the military and just keeping America on track and not getting spied on by other superpowers and stuff. So that's where I see the UFO aspect coming into play.
Yes, I didn't think about surveillance, but that's pretty good. I like that. Yeah. Because there's also like a chart floating around online, be that as it may, one could go look for it, but there's a correlation between UFO sightings and military bases. So so there I think a lot of that is just shenanigans. There's also clips floating around where presidents are talking about that this outer worldly threat will make everybody go kumbaya, and will form a world alliance against the intergalactic confederation. Like, they're really pushing this stuff. Like, they're really trying to make, like, all of this stuff for Hollywood, Star Trek, Star Wars, and all of this other stuff has been conditioning. Sci-Fi Channel has been conditioning the mind that they're living in a fantasy world.
Yeah.
And all this, the fake science that they got floating out there right now, that's confusing the masses, that buys into this fantasy world that we're living in. We're not living in this fantasy world that we were taught in schools.
Yeah.
And when people sit there and they like to call out this is a lie, call out that is a lie, it's like, you better go down the rest of the list. They've literally lied about everything. And so when we're living in the upside down world that we're living in, just go ahead and put this in that category of they're promoting this now. Why would the government actually come out and try to declassify stuff about aliens now?
Yeah.
Last thing I'll say, because I never believed that we went to the moon. Let's be honest, guys.
Yeah.
Put this is not even tinfoil hat stuff no more. Just put your thinking cap on, okay? And then go look at that footage and look at that madness and tell me that we actually went and did that. Outside of all the contradictory things that they said about them losing the technology and all that jazz, It's all hogwash. But it worked back then because the people didn't have access to TVs.
Yeah.
They didn't have so that was when people first was having TVs, and that was the first time that TVs were in houses like microwaves. But before that, people had TVs, but not like that. So that was the first time that people could actually see a cinematic situation like that for real. Yeah, they had TV shows here or there, but they couldn't spot special effects and goofy stuff. Now, with stuff like how we see now, CGI and all these other things or whatever, and we see how studios actually work, you can look at that and clearly see that that's a controlled environment.
Yeah.
And so it worked back then. So my reason why I said all that is technology is finally getting to the point where it can fool people again.
Yep.
And so they're promoting all this stuff, in my opinion, to pull off a good old fooling of the people that some stuff is going on in the sky when it really ain't.
Yeah.
So do I believe in UFOs? Not how they commercially teach it, no. Do I believe in aliens? Not how they commercially teach it. I'm with you, bro. I think it's something else going on, and I think it's more or less interdimensional, something else going on where people can or have the ability to communicate with a spirit world that's not on another side of this. And there could be some interactions, whether it's verbal, physical, inhabiting bodies. We can go down the rabbit hole of that, but I think that is more or less that than this garbage with gray guys flying over my house. So but yeah, guys, what do you guys think? All right, I know we'll probably rock the boat for a few of you people, but I'm gonna tell you like this, do you guys believe in UFOs? All right, do you guys feel as though they really exist, these aliens out here, as is? You think we're missing a mark, or do you guys agree with us that it's probably a little something else going on here and not the official narrative? Let us know down in the comment section, guys. But until the next time, all right, this is the Keep On Moving podcast show with your boy, Leo Maceo. Oh, he over there. And Dogon SS. Skirt. Next time, catch ya. Peace.
All right, peace.